Hello. Music is everywhere. It's hard to go about life without it. I know for me, personally, I constantly surround myself with music. I'm a musician myself, so it's hard for me to not have a song in my head, or to be dancing, or to be singing along to something in my car. I have so many different types of songs I listen to based on the mood that I'm in. I even have a playlist specifically for helping with my anxiety. It's called Chill Game Vibes. Follow me on Spotify. And it's a whole list of songs from my favorite childhood games, remixed to be more smooth and fun. With my anxiety, I either need complete silence or something soothingly playing softly in the background. My playlist gives me the perfect combination of nostalgia and serenity, all while keeping a pretty great beat. This type of music helps me get my thoughts together, and I feel great listening to it. And it had me thinking, if I can figure this out, so can everybody else. Each and every person in this room has the ability to cater a soundtrack to every mood or emotion you're experiencing. Different types of music make us feel different things, right? So, hearing something like this, and then comparing that to something like this, it makes you feel kind of different, right? Now, that's not just thanks to the tone and the style of music, it's thanks to a little thing called syncopation. The textbook definition of syncopation is a deviation from a regular expected rhythmic pattern. Basically, it's a different type of stress on different beats of the music. Knowing that, the main difference between the two things I just played for you is the syncopation. There are 4 basic types of syncopation. The first type is called even note. In a standard measure of music, there are 4 beats. Depending on the type of syncopation used, certain beats can be stressed over others. If we give each beat a number 1, 2, 3, and 4, the odd-numbered beats would be more stressed than the even note beats. In this particular measure, beats 1 and 3 are considered to be strong beats. Take clapping to a beat, for example. If you clap on beats 1 and 3, it's going to sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Pretty standard. But if you clap on a different beat, say 2 or 4, it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little bit different. It kind of throws you off because you expect the beat to be there, and then it's not. Then there is suspension syncopation, where stress is placed on a weaker beat of the music. How this works is the stronger beat, 1 or 3, is tied to a different note. This places emphasis on a weaker beat such as 2 or 4. To give you an idea of how this would sound, I'm just going to play 4 even beats for you, and then apply suspension syncopation. So here's 4 even beats. Pretty standard. Now, if we take that and apply suspension syncopation to it, see how you kind of expect the beat to be there, and then when it isn't, it's a little bit off-putting? You expect it to continue, but then it kind of just throws you off. The next 2 types of syncopation are a little bit more complicated. They're called missed beat and offbeat syncopation. Missed beat syncopation takes out the stronger beat completely, leaving it empty and without emphasis. These things in the music here are called rests. It means that you don't play it when you have one of these in your music. They're used to add emphasis on different notes. Now, same thing. Compared to a steady beat like before, here's what missed beat syncopation would sound like. Same thing, you expect the note to be there, but then it's not, and it kind of just throws you off a little bit. As for offbeat syncopation, the emphasized note is placed in between the beat. This particular type of syncopation creates tension in the music, which creates discomfort in our bodies. Having a note in between the beat is unexpected and unpredictable, and that's what causes that kind of tension. Looking at the diagram, you can see that some of the notes aren't on the beat. So here's what the diagram would sound like just on its own without anything done to it. Now, if you take that first note that's on the beat and just take it out completely, It's gonna sound a lot different. I'll tap my foot along so you can kind of get the idea. You expect it to be there, and then it's not. It throws you off. So it's this kind of unpredictability within the beats of the music itself that makes us feel different types of emotions when listening to different styles of music. And according to an article about the cognitive judgments of syncopation, emotion is generated when an expectancy is delayed or inhibited. Typically, happiness is associated with smoother syncopation. This is similar to the very first piece I played for you. Smooth rhythms such as that tend to cause more emotions linked to positivity. As for negativity, or tension in this case, more rough rhythms are associated. This is shown in the second example I played for you, as well as the different examples of syncopation I also played for you. Those two, offbeat and misbeat syncopation specifically, are more commonly found in horror music because they're more unpredictable and they cause more unease. Humans themselves are creatures of habit. We create routines of actions or thoughts that we use throughout our daily lives. When we're faced with something that is different from our typical routine, it makes us feel uncomfortable or even nervous. The same thing applies to music and syncopation. It gets us out of our mental comfort zone. When you're listening to something that is highly syncopated or stylistically different, you feel uneasy. It takes your mind a while to process that you're listening to something that you're not accustomed to. After educating myself on syncopation more, rather than just playing it on an instrument, I learned why certain music makes me feel the way that I do. I learned why certain genres and types of music help me to calm down, rather than to rile myself up even more. My anxiety gets in the way a lot. There are some days where it feels like nothing can calm me down, but then I can turn on my playlist, and I start to feel better. I learned how to harness the power of syncopation. I can see now why horror movie soundtracks make me feel so uncomfortable, or why classical music makes us feel calm, or why Despacito makes us want to get up and party. But most importantly, I learned exactly why this and this are so drastically different. Thank you.